Nano-cure tech. Those who love hiking or have other similar hobbies, active and extreme, know that keeping clothes in their original state for a long time is simply impossible when civilization is far away. You never know when a sharp stone or branch will tear through the fabric, making the piece less suitable for use. The specialists at Imperial Motion decided to solve this problem and offer their customers safe clothes, preventing the user from worrying about them. This is how Nano-cure tech appeared, an ultra-light water-resistant fabric whose main characteristic is its self-healing capacity. If the surface is damaged, it's enough to pass your finger a couple of times over the hole for the hole to close. Thus, in a few seconds, the broken or perforated thing returns to its original, ideal state. The secret lies in the fabric, nylon ripstop, famous for its greater resistance to damage. The reinforcement threads don't allow small cuts or holes to become enlarged. The two layers of the silicone ripstop above and below react to the temperature of the fingers and close the hole. Imperial Motion offers backpacks, windbreakers, sweatshirts, and even winter jackets made from this fabric. Zip stitch. The technology we're about to talk about will also be very useful for people who live an active lifestyle. This doesn't mean, however, that other people can't use it. The fact is that when a person's injured, cut or bitten by an animal, it's not always possible to seek immediate medical help. If the incident occurs far from civilization, it's necessary to travel to the nearest health center. The problem is that before the person gets there, the wound can become infected with unpleasant consequences. Zip stitch comes to the rescue though. It's a compact device that closes the wound and prevents bacteria from entering. Zip stitch is a great complement to a first aid kit, but it's also small enough to fit in any pocket. It's very easy to use as well. You should first wash your hands with soap and water or use a disinfectant. Then it's necessary to stop the bleeding. It's important to do this before using the zip stitch by exerting pressure. Then you have to rinse the wound with water and remove any remaining dirt such as stones or splinters. Finally, you must dry the skin around the wound and clean it with the included disinfectant cloth. Zip stitch is then applied to the wound and sticks to it. The only thing left to do is to gently pull on the straps to draw the edges of the wound together and apply a protective patch. By the way, if the wound doesn't cause discomfort, it doesn't necessarily have to be treated by a doctor. Zip stitch allows it to heal in just a week. You can buy this for $30. Phantom camera and Bolt Cinebot. In the last few decades, video recording equipment has taken a big leap forward. Today, professional high-speed camcorders can deliver an image of incredible quality, even if you have to shoot in slow motion. The video shows a phantom camera from world-famous manufacturer Vision Research, mounted on a unique robot, the Bolt Cinebot. The Phantom cameras are very different. Some of the images were taken on the Flex model, others on the Onyx model. Both are included in the line of equipment designed for the production of audio-visual material and 2K and 4K shooting. According to the manufacturer, they provide unprecedented shooting at high speeds and guarantee high image resolution. The Onyx provides 2K shots at a frame rate of 12,500 frames per second. The Flex shoots at 4K at thousands of frames. Bolt Cinebot is a robot designed specifically for filming. It gives the cameraman greater control and allows even the most complex camera movements to be performed accurately and in just a fraction of a second. The manufacturer says that the Bolt Cinebot is the world's fastest high-speed robot. Together with the camera, it's one of the most impressive video capture technologies in the world today. Dice production. The video shows the production process at a factory owned by Starry Games. High-quality acrylic is used as the raw material, and it's new and clean, so the finished dice comply with international safety standards. Thanks to the initial qualities of the acrylic, the dice are elastic, and during production it's easy to control their size, shape, and originality. When the acrylic melts, it shouldn't be too liquid, so the percentage of moisture in it is reduced before production. If this is not done, the material won't be flat and there'll be air bubbles inside the die, damaging the final product. There's also the risk of getting a batch of swollen dice, which is considered a defect. The factory workers mix the dies in strict proportions, adhering to the formula. To ensure that the color of the pigment, and therefore the dice, is correct, experts constantly compare it to the Pantone color models. The acrylic and the die are then mixed, after which the employee pours the mass into the casting equipment. Inside, the material is melted, after which the machine squeezes it at high pressure into the prepared molds. As the material cools, it takes the form of the cubes almost ready for use. Pay attention to the sharp and uneven edges of the dice, which must be removed. For this purpose, the cubes are treated in grinding drums for 8 to 16 hours. Simultaneously, up to 100,000 cubes are polished. Then the holes showing the numbers should be painted on. It's not done manually. A special smart machine determines where the holes are and fills each of them with a fair amount of paint. It should be noted that a few years ago, each bucket was painted by hand. Today, people have been replaced by 7 automated machines, which has increased the production capacity, and now 300,000 more dice are produced per day. This process is 8 times faster than the traditional one. The last stages of production are additional polishing. First, excess paint is removed, and then the surface is polished to make it smooth and shiny. Both processes last a total of 24 hours. Eco-wave power. Humanity continues to develop new ways of generating electricity that are more perfect and environmentally friendly. For example, just a few years ago, an alternative energy company called Eco-Wave Power was established. As you may have already guessed from the name and images, the company uses special technology to generate electricity from the waves. According to the company's founder, this idea isn't new. People have already tried to get energy from the waves, but the stations were built in the open sea where the waves are stronger. Most of them have gone bankrupt as construction and maintenance were expensive, and they had to spend money on transporting the electricity they generated. Eco-Wave Power has come up with a way to get electricity without having to deal with these problems. 90% of the equipment they developed is on land, and only the floats are then placed in the water. Surprisingly, they can be attached to any artificial structure, such as breakwaters and docks. Eco-Wave Power's first commercial project was implemented in Gibraltar, and in the future, this system will supply up to 15% of its energy needs.
Hey, stop being lazy, it's time to use that brain of yours. Welcome to Brain Time. Incredible facts from the past, the present, and even the future. The power of nature and wild animals, amazing facts and unsolved mysteries. You'll find all this and much more here. Subscribe now, you won't regret it.